Monte Carlo. Welcome to Saturday Night IG Live.
Yo,
You heard?
live.
We live. We got my sister, Joy, co-host
Hey,
in the
y'all.
building. And we have my brother Quan to my left in the building.
Was good.
All
Happy
right.
Saturday.
Happy Saturday to all. We got some good topics for you guys. And we're going to rock out. All right? So, we're also on IG, Big Picture Media Harlem, and y'all can definitely catch us there. This episode is sponsored by Rush Studios. If you are an artist out there, whether you're a rapper, singer, producer, and you're rushing to get your music out there, make sure you're rushed to Rush Studios in Caldwell, New Jersey. All right? So we're gonna get right to it because we have some really good topics that we want to discuss with y'all this evening. So yeah. So we on IG Live also.
Yep.
All right, cool.
I think
cool.
so. It says
Yeah,
hang on
yeah.
when telling more people. See, yeah.
Okay, now you on live. You good.
You live.
That's
Okay,
what's up.
Say less.
That's what's up. I might go IG Live too from mine. From my separate page. You know what I mean? So that way we won't get no
Oh,
pickup.
okay.
Gang.
Mhm.
Yeah. So all right. So the Olympics is over. I think the Olympics was very entertaining
Mm-hmm.
this year.
And we dominated.
Yeah,
so,
yeah.
Know, that's always
Yeah, I
good.
saw the U.S.
Yeah.
It's always dope.
Yeah, we definitely dominated. So Simone Biles, she did her thing this year. I think she, from her husband taking off from football, the football training camp, being there to support her, to her just representing her family, representing America. And did she get a gold medal?
Yeah, she got like 7.
She got 7 gold medals.
She became like the most decorated women's Olympic athlete of all time after
wow.
that performance.
Really?
She's up there, like she did her thing.
Okay.
Good for her.
Super
All right,
solid.
cool. So she did her thing. So with that being said, after that was all said and done, they're saying her mother, she came out saying that she wants to reach out to her. Well, she wants her daughter to reach out to her after all of these years. And her daughter has her phone number, and she feels like it's time for her to reach out, but she's not gonna reach out to her daughter.
Well, hey man, if you ain't gonna reach out, then don't expect her to make that happen. Like
Exactly.
If you have enough if you feel like you had to come out and let it be known, like, oh, I haven't spoken to my daughter in whatever amount of time, and you feel like she should reach out, you doing all that, that should just be you reaching out. You shouldn't just call her up and see if she answers, see if y'all can get together after the Olympics is over, and see if y'all can build that connection. Like going to social media and trying to get her and trying to pay her to do it is not going to do nothing.
That's what's up. That's what's up.
important.
You can put it down and ask people. They ask me what you doing or whatever. You can let them know where we at, what we doing. You feel me? We want to save your. I know you're trying to get diesel and all that, but we want to save that arm shrimp. You know what I mean? Real or however you want to do it. Boom,
Okay, that works.
boom. That even works.
Yeah.
That's what's up. So yeah. So shout out to Simone Biles for everything she's done for our country, for winning all those gold medals. And I hope everyone enjoyed watching the Olympics. It was a beautiful game. So yeah,
America, they thing, especially in
basketball.
Volleyball, swimming, track and field. It was super solid. Shout out to Shakari Richardson. Got a silver in the women's solo 100.
Okay.
And then was able to win gold in the relay women's 100. So that's pretty dope. When we walked away with some gold there.
Yeah.
Like you said, basketball, like American men and the women both defeated France. The women's game was super close. It came down to the final shot. We ended up winning that game by 1 point. And like the French team, they played their hearts out on both ends, men
Okay.
and the women.
Okay.
Good for them.
Yeah, that's what's up. I'm glad we was able to get that win at the end. With going against France. Like that was a big win that we needed. You know what I'm saying?
Especially on their home turf. So
Yeah.
the calls.
Yeah.
A lot of things going their way. So and they control the majority of that game against the women. first half. They had a decent lead on them. A lot of people were thinking like, damn, like, you know, we lose the gold medal. Like, it was pretty dope.
That's
it went down to the end.
Oh, you saw the girls one too, right?
Yeah.
That was crazy.
Yeah. That was wild. Went down
That was crazy.
The final
Last shot.
Yep. France. Girl, she threw up a floater.
Yeah,
and it only counted for 2. She needed to tie it up, take it overtime.
That was L.
That was a shot.
Yeah.
And
so I've been, past week or so, we've been looking through, different topics that are going around social media, what have you. And one clip that I did see was a young lady posted. She said, "Is marriage more of a commitment than having kids?" Is marriage more of a commitment than having kids? Because when you're in a marriage, you love who you're with. You know what I'm saying? Hopefully that marriage is based off of, it's God driven, right? So there should never really be no competition because you put God first, you put your spouse, and then the kids. That's technically how it's supposed to go. You know what I'm saying? But so people, I think they look too technical into it, and when they look at it, they thinking about me. They think about me, right? So when you think about me, you feel like you kind of sometimes be like, but you love your kids,
right?
So because we all like, yo, my kids can eat,
right?
You know what I'm saying?
Right.
I can starve,
right?
Like that's the whole thing. But in actuality, you don't have to look at it like that.
Right.
You understand what I'm saying? Like it's because it's all a commitment. You family.
Right.
So it's all a commitment at one time.
At the end of the day, like you hustling to make sure that you feed them. Like
right.
So at the end of the day, like you bringing food to the table, you gonna make sure that you got a plate. You gonna make sure your kids got a plate. So
right.
At the end of the day, it shouldn't really be a competition of who goes first or whatever the case may be. Like the commitment should be love first.
Yeah.
You feel me? So if we have a foundation here and we want to get married and we want to go and have kids, we should have in our minds that we have to budget to make sure that our kids is able to eat. You feel me? That's just going to be the gist of it.
Right.
So of course your spouse is going to come first because y'all were already committed to each other. Y'all been in that marriage before y'all went and had kids.
Yeah.
So you get what I mean? So that should that's how it should be.
Yeah. It's true, brother. It's true. We can't be selfish. We have to, think family and think and believe in a higher power. That's important.
Right.
Absolutely.
Right. It's important. So last week, Pastor Keon Henderson. Did I say his name correctly? I believe I did.
Is that Shawnee's husband?
Yeah, Shawnee's husband. He's seeking $4.4 million from the church members altogether. So he's saying he wants $2,100 from each member. Each member. So he has 2,100 members in his church, and he wants. This is the thing.
Right.
So he might not. I don't know. It looks like he doesn't have one.
Well,
or he probably had one, but maybe it didn't cover hurricanes. I don't know. But that's the first thing you're supposed to cover.
Right.
When you
natural
have
disasters
a
in certain
disaster.
areas, right?
You feel me?
Yeah, you should have natural disaster insurance.
Yeah.
Like, especially if you in a spot down south that gets hit by hurricanes a lot, you should be ready for those type of situations.
Exactly.
You should not be putting that on your church member, 80-year-old sister, whatever, like trying to come in, you think you about to get $2,100 out of her check, but that's crazy.
And I just find it hard to believe that I'm not familiar with his what do you call it?
Following
right, yeah. So I don't know how big the church is, but I just find it hard to believe that you would be in a location knowing that a natural disaster is almost inevitable and you wouldn't have that covered by insurance because it wouldn't be smart to just rely on your parishioners and the church members to say, well, they'll cover this. So I kind of feel like it's a money grab. Yeah. Like they got that covered, but they're just like, well, let's play on everyone's hearts.
What profits we can get. Maybe we put a nice little TV in our sanctuary.
Yeah. But I feel like that's whack because we're in the middle of an inflation where everything is just extra high anyway. So the average citizen, I'm sure that's a part of their church, isn't going to have that amount of money where they could just shell out. Now, what's messed up is I feel like they're playing off the guilt of people because people are going to think, well, this is where I worship. So they'll just consider it as a part of their tithe. But I feel like it's kind of selfish to expect them to want to pay $2,100 per member and then be like, well, I don't know.
Yeah, no, it is.
It's kind of wicked in a sense. It has like a wicked undertone. Like, y'all got some nerve.
It don't seem genuine at all.
No.
Yeah.
At all. It feels like he's trying to upkeep his salary, his tax-free salary, and yeah, they got some extra shit he wants to cover. So it's like, okay, well, let's ask them.
Yeah.
I feel you. So I don't know, man. Hopefully they get through that, and he raises all of his money, their money, the church's money, because it should be the church's money. All right. So I saw another post. The Lord's money. Amen. So I saw another post up last week. If a man gets rich, do you buy? And the key word is rich. Because we're not talking about like a regular brother who, just has a 9-to-5 and things of that nature. Do you buy the mother of your children a house?
Depends on how much money we
if you're separated. But see, there it goes. If you got, if you're a regular dude,
so it's still a ballpark out there. So like, all right, so man's come up with like 50 M's. Like he should be well off for a decent amount of time, especially if he invests.
Yeah.
Does he buy his child's mom? We're not gonna use the baby mama term. He buys his child's mom.
Yeah. I stand corrected on that. Yeah.
Nah, it's very interesting. Like probably like I guess like a cool little two bedroom apartment comp, or like a decent townhouse, or maybe like a what's the other word that they be having for these nice little apartments? But yeah,
it's called a pad.
Yeah, pad.
Right?
I mean, yeah, like get a nice little two bedroom. I guess like that's not bad. Probably set them up for like a yearly, no rent, and then like have so the mother can stack up paper. I mean, I feel like that's solid with like a whole house, like mortgage paid. I don't know, that's a crazy investment.
I would think that, like, the guy who sent the post, what he was saying is, he was like, I'm gonna do it. Like, I'm gonna make sure that my children have regardless. But I think it would be smart now, if you feel like the mother is untrustworthy, then put the house in a trust. Put the mortgage in a trust, so now she can't do anything with it. She can't touch it, sell it, and it's secured in the children's name in this trust.
That's what I was gonna say.
Versus, I bought her the house and I'm leaving the responsibility whether I'm paying it for her.
So they always have somewhere to stay.
In a trust, not just in their name, because I'm sure if they're minors, they might not be able to have their name on a deed.
Yeah.
But having it in a trust, they would be able to, and then she wouldn't have certain access to it. But now she would just be the appointed guardian to make sure, maybe certain things as far as operation-wise, you would think if she's living there.
Yeah.
But for the most part, she couldn't make any money off of it because she wouldn't be able to touch it.
That's true.
That's how I feel like that would be the best way if you are more so better off financially and you want to make sure when I'm coming up out the slums, I want to make sure my babies are good too.
Yeah.
And I might not necessarily favor her right now, but I'm not okay with them living here and I'm living over here, so put it in a trust.
Okay.
That makes sense.
I would think that
like
would
that.
be the smartest.
I like the way that sounds. I like the way that sounds. Yeah, we rolling with that.
Right?
We rolling with that.
Put it in a trust.
Does he still take care of like the daily, like monthly bills, like?
So I think that could be determined basically based on what would be considered child support. What are the necessities? Now I would assume that the person who's buying a house would assume the responsibility that comes with the home, because like we were saying on the way here, it's not like you would just have, your everything increases. Now you have a larger space, so heating, oiling, whatever. Right, you have all these different expenses now. So I'm sure being a buyer of the house, this person will be aware of that. Like, okay, she's probably going to need some kind of, but again, if you have that in a trust, maybe it's like on auto pay, you pay your portion and make sure she's able. I feel like that's fair.
Okay,
I don't necessarily feel like, maybe the man should cover everything unless maybe he was very well off and wealthy and she wasn't. But again, I don't think it should be seen as a free ride. It's more so, okay, what can we do to make sure this is the mutual beneficial plan for our children, and how we can make sure that they're good coming up. Because if I come up, even I know my children go with their dad every other weekend, but if I come up, I'm not going to be sending them over there to the hood. It's like, nah, you got to come out of there because my children.
Like, you don't want them to feel like they are like, the one weekend they with mommy, they live in all lavish, and then they got that can be traumatizing.
Right.
That's the thing, kid.
Culture shock.
Like could you imagine, bro? Like one weekend your kids they big house, pool, blah blah blah, and then the next weekend they in a building, you got rats, roaches. They don't gotta have rats and roaches, but the lifestyle. It can't be this thing. It can't be a drastic change in the lifestyle. It doesn't have to be the same lifestyle, but it can't be a drastic change where to the point you low key kind of messing with their safety.
Yeah, right.
Right? Because if they know, yo, that's Joy kids, yo, I know they got the Monclairs up in there.
Yep.
I know they got every size, all the Yeezys and the you know what I'm saying?
That's a fact.
So we coming for them. It's a come up.
Yep.
So you gotta think about that. Now you put down more bread.
Get your peoples up out of there.
Yeah,
exactly.
I agree.
Exactly.
They know
It's bigger than you.
Yeah.
It's bigger than us.
Yeah,
It's
exactly.
bigger than us.
Exactly.
Yep.
It's bigger than us. So that's real. That's real talk right there, man. So so the family, speaking of family, the family of Isaac Hayes, they're suing Donald Trump for $3 million for playing his song at multiple rallies. You know what I mean? I commend Isaac Hayes for that. You know why? Because his family for that. Because anytime a black artist tries to like sample a song that a white person owns or has the rights to, they shut you down. It's happened plenty of times. It happened with Peter Guns, Lord Tariq. It happened with a number of black artists where they couldn't make no. It happened with Cisco. We had this in the past episode. It happened with him. So it's like, nah, shut him down. Shut Donald down.
Yeah,
I agree.
Made him front that bread.
Yeah, exactly. He didn't do the right protocols by
That's right.
getting the song license. He just played on his own account. So they try to get their money.
I agree.
I feel
As they should.
Trump is a big topic right now, and a lot of people have been checking him out. So he getting that bread. So
He got it.
Trump isn't going for anybody just using the Trump name or certain things. He's gonna have his people on it. So I feel like he just gotta respect the game. It is what it is. Make sure you cross all your T's and dot all your I's, especially right now. You campaigning. You know people are gonna come for you, regardless of what side he's on. So yeah, absolutely, he should be held accountable and pay out.
Oh, hell yeah.
That's what's up. So I hope Isaac Hayes family get y'all money, get what y'all deserve.
That's
Yeah,
right.
get your bread,
You know
bro.
what I'm saying?
Yep.
Your pops, your uncle, you know what I'm saying, whoever he was to their family, he set the bar. You know what I mean? He has a legacy. And I need to protect that legacy. Protect it. You know what I'm saying? So salute to y'all. You know what I mean? Former NBA player Gilbert Arenas. So he posted a video of his expression when his fiance blessed him with an engagement ring. Alright?
So she proposed that.
She proposed to him, but he had already proposed to her. So this was her way of proposing, showing her love to him.
Oh, okay.
You understand what I'm saying? And you gotta respect that. Like, I don't like okay. So after seeing this, right, how do you feel about a woman proposing to the man? Do you think it should stop at the man proposing to the woman? Or do you think it's a situation where like, no, my man proposed to me, it felt good, him proposing to me, I want him to feel the same way I felt.
Nice.
Now let me propose to him.
Right.
Funny that you say that. My cousin, who just recently got married probably a year or two ago, she proposed to her man after he proposed to her. Pretty much like she wanted to get him a ring, show her gratitude. And they did their own little thing. So yeah, I feel like ain't nothing wrong with it.
Yeah.
I mean,
I agree.
both parties get their chance to show they generosity and they love to their significant others. So
Yeah.
I agree.
I think this is a situation. Go ahead, I'm sorry.
No.
Go ahead.
No, that was fine. I was basically agreeing with what you said. As a woman, I wouldn't feel like it's something where, there's like a whole thing where like, women shouldn't propose. For me, I feel like whatever floats your boat or finds your lost remote. If that's what you into, that's not my business, not for me to say a woman shouldn't propose to a man. You know what I'm saying? I'm not in your dynamic. I could care less.
Yeah,
For me
exactly.
personally, if I was to get proposed to first, then I'm absolutely buying my man a ring. What? And we're gonna force together because that's just me. I'm very that's one of my love languages is gifts, like giving.
Yeah.
So I'm gonna make sure that you're good anyway, and I'm not gonna be walking around with no extravagant ring and your hand is just bare. No, we're in this together. So let me get you something. You can pick it out.
Mm-hmm.
We can make it a fun thing or whatever. But I think I didn't know that he proposed to her first, and that was just her. That's why the sign said men wear engagement rings too. Now it makes sense.
Yeah.
But yeah, I think it's cool, and why not? That's right. I think we need to naturalize and normalize men being shown love too, and it being reciprocal and not just being, the man has to propose and it's all about the wife and the woman. I think it should be an equal dynamic.
Mm-hmm.
Facts.
That's true. That's true. I'm definitely with that. So shout out to Gilbert Arenas and his fiance, who's also a influencer, social media influencer, very known. Yeah. She has a very successful show on YouTube, and
nice.
She's doing her thing too. So, Colin Kaepernick, our brother, he's saying that he's still working. He said he's still working to make his way back to the NFL. He hasn't played in 7 years.
Right. Is he still able to?
I mean, he ain't played, so it's not like he's been suffering any injuries or anything like that, but he's getting older, so it's like,
right, that's what I'm thinking.
It's kind of like, where you, it's like he doesn't understand, bro, like what you did, you blackballed yourself, and they're not going to double back on it. It's too far gone. You're now at an age where you be looked at as washed.
Yeah.
So it's like there's no real rhyme or reason for them to want to bring you back in. Because like where you gonna fit at? You're just gonna be coming off the bench and then you're gonna be taking up money over a guy that's younger and more athletic. So it's like it's too far gone. And that's how they do you anyway when you go against the flag or whatever. Like they did the same thing to Abdul Rauf in the NBA back in the 90s. Like he didn't want to stand for the flag. He became Muslim and all of that.
I remember that story.
They blackballed him. He was one of the best. He was one of the better guards coming into the league at that time. So
what about another league? It wouldn't just be as financially beneficial.
I mean, he could go to like a Canadian league or maybe the XFL, but it's like, at that point, he'd just be bringing eyes to that. He definitely wouldn't be making the same amount of money that he was making in the NFL.
Yeah, I think he should look into investing somewhere else.
Yeah.
Again, he got age on his side.
He tried to do that. He should have tried to do that like 3 years ago when he first started that up. But now he's at a point where, I don't know, he's still begging.
Yeah.
That's what it seems like.
Yeah.
That's what it seemed like.
Wow, it's deep, man. I hope it means he has a love for the game.
Or that money getting low.
Yeah, that money getting low. Yeah. That's the cry.
That's
which is why I feel like he should just take advantage of his popularity and invest in something else. Whether it's opening up a business or buying a franchise.
He has the money. He ain't got the money. Why ain't got the money for that?
He need to use his what do you call it? His
resources.
Yeah, what he has or something, because he's very well known.
You gotta remember, this man is probably blackballed up and down the block around the street. You understand what I'm saying? Like,
I mean, he did a Nike commercial
recently.
A couple years ago, yeah. Like after he left the NFL, after he did all
right, because he had the movie too, that movie on Netflix that was talking about his life and all that. I feel like he should still have access to something, or if not, even if it's not your face. So look at, what's his name? Rick Ross has how many Wingstops? He didn't, is it Wingstop?
Yeah, it's Wingstop.
You know, he has his franchise and things like that. Why not? Open up a franchise. But if this is what it is, if it's a financial thing, look, maybe that road is over and it's cooked unfinished, so you got to just reroute and do something else. But I think it's quiet for the NFL for him.
It's most definitely quiet, because a couple years ago, he did a tryout. Multiple teams came, they looked at him, they seen his game, and nobody made a move. They ain't make a move then, but they're not going to make a move.
Yeah, I agree.
Yeah.
And I wouldn't go back to them begging. Maybe I just have too much pride, but I would just find my way somewhere else. You ain't got to tell me you don't want me here. Yeah, right, exactly. But do something if it's your passion. Do something, because that's what the story told. He had a love for, it was 2 different sports I believe he played, right?
He played baseball too.
Yeah, it was 2 different sports. So maybe you won't be the actual athlete anymore, but maybe you can coach. Maybe you start up your own management team and you can kind of help brothers that may be going through similar, you know what I'm saying? You could be like the big brother, big shoulder, and kind of, maybe marketing something. It's something you could do. Come on.
Gotta be.
We all watch the game on BET. It's something you could do that can be tied to football, and it doesn't have to be with you on the field.
Yeah.
It has to be.
That's true.
It says he played in basketball too. Basketball, baseball.
Right, I remember.
Wow.
Look at Deion Sanders.
Yeah.
Right? And who else? Bo Jackson.
Yeah.
He was multifaceted when it came to sports. Michael Jordan, multifaceted, and then they managed to, even though maybe because they had different deals with like Nike, whatever, but just find something else. I think that would be his best bet instead of trying to go back to football. I think it's quiet.
Yeah, she gets a celebrity boxer.
Right.
Go fight Jake Paul or something.
Jake Paul.
Yeah, like Jake Paul giving out a bag to all athletes that don't box. Go get you a box. Go get you a bag.
That'll work.
I agree.
All right, cool, man. That's what's up. So, Mo maybe become an actor. Just an actor or something like that.
Yeah. Hopefully.
I think Tyler Perry will hire him.
For sure.
Okay,
He ain't got to give him no wigs. He got his own afro thing going on.
He'll hire him.
Yeah.
So the movie Divorce in Black, Tyler Perry film. Yeah.
Quan's favorite movie.
Yeah.
Nah, that did you even like? Was you feeling that?
No.
That was Lowe's favorite movie.
Oh, was it?
That was Lowe. He hit me up the other day. He was like, "Yo, Mom, I love that shit. I love that movie, man." So
it was a one and done, bro.
the run is over.
Yeah, I didn't watch
So
Yeah, I watched it once too.
that movie has driven the most Amazon Prime signups.
I saw.
Alright.
I mean, like, that makes sense.
Mhm.
Because everybody was talking about it. So everybody was like, yeah, let me go see how bad this movie is.
And I think
Yeah.
Megan Good is trending a lot.
Yeah.
So I think this is the perfect time in marketing.
Yeah.
For her
so,
to-
John Comages was crying for at that award ceremony.
I mix. I'm all about not just black love, but love in general.
Mhm.
It can be black, white, whatever,
Right.
whatever color. But I don't know. I just gotta something about that relationship just don't rub me right.
You feel like
I don't
it's
know.
a little fabricated.
Jonathan Majors and
And Megan Good.
Yeah, for
like
sure.
They cut from two different fabrics.
it just
And they're
gives
trying to
some
push a
publicity
story
stunt.
of opposites attract, and it goes back to what Cat Williams was saying. It was like, oh, now y'all making like big nosed black people attractive now.
You didn't say that. That's fucked up. That's
That is
messed up.
crazy. But
I feel sorry, go ahead, Quan.
it's like it's a little bit of truth to that because
Mhm.
the type of person that they always push
Mhm.
never look like that.
Yeah,
So
right,
like now
right.
that you're pushing that and you pushing him with like one of like America's sweethearts from the last decade, you know what I mean? Like you pushing
Yeah.
like a certain agenda. So
Yeah.
it's like maybe he did really bag Shorty or you feel me? Like they pushing that.
I
Like, it's-
believe it. I believe that he really could have bagged up, but what gives inauthentic to me
Mhm.
is them always crying when they're acknowledging each other, and she's
Yeah.
sitting there like,
It's okay,
"Mm,"
man.
he's
Yeah,
like,
so it's
because
like-
if it wasn't for you, and I get
Yeah.
it, I
so
get
are they
it, but
tragedy partners?
it just seems inauthentic. It seems like too like,
Because it's perfectly timing that as soon as he was running away from the white chick and then he lost his Marvel deal now,
That's right there.
he with a black chick and
it seems very
it's like you
publicity
brought
stunt.
me back up. Like
Mhm.
yeah, like that's crazy. And then remember-
She's showing like, instead of, because he was casted as this big bad guy who was shown and being exposed as being arrogant while he was in NYU coming up,
Mhm.
and they trying to save face. It's like you said, let's put her with America's sweetheart, and she'll show like, no, he is someone who is lovable, and he's human. He may have made a mistake, but
Yeah.
look, I'm showing the human side of him, and that's why I'm boohoo crying while he's showing me love on stage, because oh my God, he gets it and I get it, and we're just, you know what I'm saying? It just it just
Yeah.
a
it
scene.
sounds inauthentic.
Yeah, very.
And have you ever heard like some like the voice memos of like how he was coming at the white girl that he was with, like how he was like trying to like I'm coming up as like one of one of the next black guys, like one of the next ones to be pushing, like you gotta be like my Coretta Scott, to my Martin Luther. Like he was pretty much like
That's what he said to
comparing
the white
himself
girl?
to civil rights leaders, yeah, and saying that you gotta be like
Ah!
the
remember
woman
that.
behind
I
the great
remember that.
man. And I'm like, how are you telling?
Article.
Like, how are you pushing that agenda with this white woman? And he was like getting on her. Like, I don't know. Like, I guess she had hugged the guy. Like, pretty much the same situation that you had with Megan Good. So it's like, God knows what's going on behind closed doors in those situations. Like, he probably hopping on her ass too. Like, damn, like, you hugging him like that, like, that's your man's. And he just disrespected me, ain't dapped me up. Like, you could see it on his face. Like, he felt that shit.
He felt
so
that shit.
He definitely
I felt embarrassed for him. Like,
he definitely be feeling some type of way when situations get like that. And when people not acknowledging that his girl hugging on people, like, he get a little insecure about that. So, like,
you know what? The ego is a real thing when it comes to people. And what I've learned is when we hear the word egotistical, we often think of someone who's arrogant, but we don't realize the ego develops in our mind because it's used as a protective shield to protect us from like things that we've gone through. So the brain develops the ego to protect you. So whereas you see someone who's an adult and they seem arrogant, they're arrogant because they were so insecure as a child or something happened to them that now makes them develop this shield where I won't let that happen again.
Correct.
So I feel like this is something we also need, whether it's some kind of like emotional class in schools where we teach children, because that's when the ego develops, when you're young. So I feel like, we should have something where we can teach children how to not get too stuck in that ego, because it'll lead you down the wrong path. You're going to fuck around and lose deals, opportunities, you miss out on jobs, you lose, things that you could have really done because of your ego, whether it's an insecurity or, it's some kind of trauma you're trying to protect yourself from. But the ego, sometimes where it can protect us, it'll often lead it astray. And that's an example. He's so built up in his ego. You know who I am and you need to do this. It blew up in his face to where he had to humble himself in public.
Right.
So I feel like, and again, it's the embarrassment of a black man, because they started pushing him. He was in every movie.
Yeah, he was on the rise, right? He did the Creed movie. He did the Marvel movie.
Right, because he was in Ant-Man as the bad guy.
Yeah, he was supposed to
Wasn't he in another Marvel movie too?
He was supposed to be. He was in Low Key. He was in Low Key,
okay.
TV show. And he was supposed to be like the bad guy in the next Marvel film, but he just switched over and brought Robert Downey Jr. back.
As Tony Stark?
No, he's gonna be Dr. Doom.
Oh.
So
really?
Like that's giving like a lot of questions. People are like,
how? I mean, he's Tony Stark. Yeah.
I mean, don't get me wrong. There is a comic that they can stray from where Tony Stark was Dr. Doom, so they could mess around.
Oh, okay. Well, then that would make sense then. Okay.
But it was just a way because they really tried. They really wanted to get Robert Downey Jr. back on the Marvel train.
Oh, he wasn't fucking with them no more after the whole.
I mean, his contract was over and they killed his character off, but they wanted to get him back on there.
Okay.
Because he was such a beloved actor for the franchise, so they wanted to get him back in there.
And speaking of Robert Downey Jr., remember his big scandal he had? I don't know if you remember that. But this was back in the 90s. Remember, he had got caught with the prostitute?
Yeah.
And it was a whole big thing, and that was over front page. And he was able to redeem himself.
Yeah.
So, again, it's like, that's why I think that whole thing with Jonathan Majors was a humiliation ritual that he just didn't pander to. And that's why he was being punished for it. Like, it was supposed to break him down, and he submit and do whatever they wanted him to do. But I think he just wasn't with whatever they wanted him to do. And that's how it ended up how it is. But
because like his push got stopped cold.
Completely in its tracks.
It got stopped cold, and it's kind of like he's coming back out. He's getting awards for whatever.
Right.
I haven't seen him in a lot of films lately.
Right.
I haven't seen him since like Ant-Man. That was like 2023.
Right.
So this past year, he's been like really cold after like a 2-3 year run. Where he was everywhere for a good little while. And
it's a humiliation thing. It's like they're trying to like really humble him right now.
Especially black man. So they're doing it quietly. There's a lot of underlying tactics they're playing on us.
Yeah.
They're gonna lynch it. They're gonna do it quietly. They're gonna make sure they lynch it in public for everyone to see. And that's the bug break them, to keep them in line. You don't want to lose your deals? You better do what we say.
Yeah.
Allegedly.
Is she coming back out? I know she has a show, Making Good. That's on, I think it's on Amazon.
Oh, that Harlem show. Is it Harlem or the other one?
I think it's called Harlem.
It might be Harlem. Okay, I get confused.
I like it. I saw it.
It was cool. It's another show just like that. And I think it was on Amazon. literally they have the same like theme to the show. 4 single black women living in New York. You got the different personalities. One's the whore, one's the uptight, one's the boyfriend who just got away. It's 2 different shows because I remember I was watching one first and then Harlem,
I forget the name
but
of
I forgot the name of it too,
about.
and I don't know if they maybe continued it for more than one season because it was back in like 2021, 2020.
No, they're not sisters, but I know what she's talking about. I forget the name of it.
But I can't think right. I figured that because I don't see it anywhere anymore. I don't even know the name to look it up.
Yeah.
But yeah, I don't know.
Wow, that's deep. That's deep. So
sounds like there's a lot of shows with like the same concept.
Yeah, and it's like I don't know. Maybe sometimes the writers they be like, hey, listen,
they get lazy, bro.
That's what it is. Mm-hmm. They get tired of writing about the same shit. They tired of writing about the same shit. Like it's good as a come up, you know, you get them out there, but it's like, all right, we're gonna bring it back.
Right.
Like how much shit can we really talk about in reference to these, these stories?
Right.
You know what I'm saying? So yeah, so Divorce in Black, it did really good. It did really good.
Good
So yeah.
It did good for the numbers. It didn't do good.
Yeah, critic-wise.
Critics is cooking that.
It wasn't critically acclaimed.
Yeah.
Yo, did y'all ever heard of that movie? Like it was like a parody of a comedy of a Tyler Perry movie. Like it's called Not Another Church Movie with like Jamie Foxx in it and Tisha Campbell.
Oh, I'm gonna look that
up. I found out about that recently, and I watched the trailer. Like it came out this year in like April. And like Tyler Perry was really mad about it.
I bet he was. He doesn't like criticism or anybody to make fun of him.
Yeah.
You remember what he did with that Boondocks episode?
Yeah.
He made sure that would never be aired. I still be looking for it.
Because he looks at himself.
I got the season on DVD, so I got.
Yeah, I love Boondocks, but I never seen that. What season is it on? The last one?
It was on season 3.
See,
like,
I only had 1 and 2.
Oh,
that's what it is. That's why I never saw it. Okay.
Yeah, I mean, he looks at himself as giving back to the culture. With his writing and everything like that. So yeah, that's why he takes everything so personal.
That's an ego. That's an ego thing.
Yeah.
That's that ego.
Mm-hmm.
Definitely ego. Don't you dare insinuate that I'm gay and a cross dresser in this dress, even though I do it right.
You do it well too.
Yeah.
It's like
And very minstrel show is at that. Don't get me wrong. I've enjoyed a couple of plays back in the day when it was still doing, the what they call it, like the Chitlin circuit.
Yeah.
When they used to come on DVDs. I've seen a few, but for the most part, it's like humble yourself. Like it's okay.
I ain't gonna lie, bro. Tyler Perry, when he was doing the plays, he was knocking a bitch out.
Yeah, they were good. I can't front. It was, it was different. Back in the day, they used to have the black praise, but now it's on TV. Right. So it was like
it wasn't like it didn't feel fabricated. It didn't feel like it was trying to push something. It just was good comedy, like good comedic timing, good jokes, like
some improv in there. I'm a big fan of improv.
Exactly.
Yeah, I agree.
It was a really good play. Like it really had the streets on lock. Like you put Platinum in the hood for that. Like, I remember that.
Yeah.
Everybody was watching Tyler Perry plays.
Was.
But then once we got to the movies, we all understood that this shit was a little bit different.
Yeah,
like, we gave Diary of a Mad Black Woman his love. It was a dope film. Medea's Family Reunion was dope as well. But it was like afterwards you started getting too deep in it. And it was like you was making Madea films like they were superhero movies. Like it's like
it's too many of them to keep up with. Kind of like I lose track of.
Let's have Madea do this now.
Yeah. They have a Madea Halloween, special. The Madea cartoon. It's a lot of Madea.
Madea gets out of jail.
Madea gets out of jail.
Yeah,
that's what I knew.
She witness
jail,
protection. Like she keep him up.
Witness protection. Yeah,
like she making sure that you send like a mafia boss away like that snitch, send him to Madea house. Like what? Like, all right, cool.
Wow.
I think whereas that could have been okay for maybe like a sitcom and that be a different episode, he stretched it into movies and it's too much at this point. You're trying to make it a Madea franchise, but it's sometimes it's okay to just leave something where it's at instead of trying to just I guess stretch it too thin.
Yeah, it's real talk. It's real talk, man. So I don't know. I don't see he's gonna keep doing these Amazon things because I think the big screen for him, those days are gone.
It's safer to do it straight to video.
People ain't going out there to pay $20, $30
for the
to watch a Tyler Perry flick.
Yeah, nah.
For one person, that's per person.
That ain't happening.
Yeah, those days over. Those days over.
That's why he did that Homecoming joint on Netflix. He tried to test the waters with that. It's like maybe he should try to like dive into like movies
Mhm.
where it's not about Medea. Like he did some decent other
Mhm.
films that didn't have to have Medea in it. Like you got the other joint with Taraji, you got
Mhm.
Daddy's Little Girl.
Mhm.
I just
Acrimony? Was it Acrimony or something like that? That was a good one.
That was
Yeah.
I just found that he did that comedy with David Allen Greer called People. Like, I forgot that he even made that film.
I think I heard of that.
Yeah, like dude.
David Allen Greer pissed me off during the pandemic because he was pro-vaccine, and I just was like, come on, like you can't be mad. Yeah, he was like getting mad at people, like y'all here, risking people's lives. You need to go, like really getting mad and cursing people out. So I was like, yeah, unfollow the vaccine. Back in like 2021. Yeah, so I couldn't get jiggy with that. Like, nah, unfollow, bro.
Yeah. Wow,
You gotta respect people's choices at this
Exactly.
point. But that was a whole different thing. But I didn't know he had something recent though. David Allen Greer. I didn't know he had a new project. You said with Tyler Perry?
Oh well, no, it wasn't recent. That's an older joint.
Oh, okay.
I just forgot that Tyler Perry made it.
Okay.
Living Color.
Mm-hmm.
Wow, could you imagine Tyler Perry in Living Color back in the days?
Ooh.
That'd be crazy.
First of all, on In Living Color, or them making fun of Medea on In Living Color, because you know the
Nah,
Wayans
like
would have
him,
tore his ass
Like
up.
even like being a character in Living Color,
Mhm,
like
mhm.
Grandma Ma's, well,
Right,
not
right,
Grandma
right.
Ma, but,
Yeah, I know
the
what you
grandma
mean.
character,
Mm-hmm.
or just him just using his
Or
his
Men
talent.
on Films.
I don't know.
Yeah,
I
his
don't
talent.
know. I
Mixing
don't-
those talents, the Wayans and
Mhm.
I don't know if he would have meshed with him.
Mm-hmm.
Like
He's too
if this
egotistical.
yeah, like I don't know if this comedy would have meshed or if he would have been able to get in line. So that's interesting because like I never really thought of Tyler Perry working with like other people
Yeah.
because he,
well,
like I remember they tried to do something with him and like Spike Lee that never got off the ground. And it's like at this point, do you ever expect Tyler Perry to work with anybody else? Probably not.
I think he's supposed to be working with 50 Cent.
Oh,
Because
yeah,
50
I
went to go
saw,
visit
right?
him.
Mm-hmm.
So they might be doing something with 50. I think that'll be a good kid.
Because I remember
I think so too for
I think
50.
he's a good kid.
I think it'd be smarter to do something with blacks,
Yeah,
you know.
he needs.
Because remember 50 Cent. Remember 50 Cent. He's a professional at doing those hood stories.
Yeah,
You know the
that's his niche right
what's,
now.
what's the guys that he's doing now? The Black Mafia.
Yeah,
the
BMF.
the
Mhm.
BMF story.
Mhm.
Yeah.
The story of you know the ghost story. You know
Mhm.
the guy from the hood, drug dealer now turned businessman.
Yeah.
And then like just doing all of those different spin-offs, like he's almost like the king of that,
Right.
of that in that field.
Mhm.
So having somebody like Tyler Perry
Mhm.
kind of like helping you with the vision a little bit,
Mhm.
because there's a reason why Stars is backing out of him, backing
Mhm.
off. Like I don't know if it's a money thing,
Yeah.
but there's a reason why they're backing out on him.
Well, it's good to know he has, you know, he can go to somebody else and it is, you know, our people.
Mhm.
And I think it's great that Tyler Perry has those studios so now people don't have to feel the pressure of complying with Hollywood.
50 Cent has his own studio now too,
Oh, does
in New
he?
Orleans.
Oh, yes, that's right. That's
Yeah, He
right.
got his own studio. That's
I
another-
forgot about that because it was like a migration to Texas and New Orleans because he was one of the people that moved to Texas and they were showing like what's going on in New Orleans. You're absolutely
Yeah,
right.
yeah.
I forgot all about that.
Yeah, so that's why Tyler pulled up.
Yeah.
Like, yo, let me see what's up, homie. You know what I mean? And I think
smart.
that's a good look. You know what I'm saying? To see, maybe Tyler Perry might be able to help him with some of the things, some of the scripts that 50 has.
Maybe he should leave that alone.
What?
Tyler, I don't think script's gonna be his niche.
Well, he needs new writers, I'm hearing.
Yeah,
Like,
that's
he
what I
needs
think. And
new
they said
writers.
he is like a major writer from a lot of his projects. So
That's
it's
why a
like,
lot of his shit, like,
yeah,
sounds
that's why I was like,
Yeah,
right.
Yeah, because he
redundant. It's like
he don't got more cooks in the
redundant.
kitchen.
Yeah,
redundant. So it's time to, open the market a little bit.
yeah.
You know what I'm saying? Work with some different writers.
Good.
I
Feel
think
me?
that's excellent. That's
Yeah,
good. Look,
yeah, real talk, real
that's
talk.
right.
Shout out to Jay-Z for popping out for this event that they have in the Jacob Javits Center. I believe they had a situation last night. So, people are, a lot of celebrities gonna be there.
Yeah, the whole weekend.
Yeah, but I think it's also good. Look, I mean,
I feel
with
like
Jay-Z, he always got some up his sleeve,
Mhm.
right? So he just merged with Equity Distribution, all right, to form a
Mhm.
Rock Nation distribution
Right.
situation. So I don't know who Equity Distribution is.
Right.
Hopefully they're for us. You know what I'm saying? And not gonna try to, give us pennies off of our distribution
Mhm.
or whatever the case is.
Mhm.
But that's always been a big thing in the music industry.
Yeah,
Like being
distribution,
able
right.
to start a distribution label.
Right.
When you can get somebody to distribute your things instead of always going to Universal.
Right, and the big parent companies.
It's a dope way. It's a dope way for like to probably bring up a lot of like independent artists.
Mm-hmm.
Get them in the door with like a guy like Jay-Z who can probably distribute their music, put them in the spot they need to be in. So that'd be dope. That'd be real dope.
I think until we see, is he actually for the people, for the artists with these actual deals, or is it just like, you know, kind of presented that way, like, oh well, Jay-Z is now, you know, part owner, and now it's rock distribution or whatever they calling it. But you know, they still be what's his name again? Jay Jerkin niggas.
Oh yeah.
Remember that whole term when you Jay Jerkin a nigga? You know what I'm saying? Like, and what we were saying before, it would be good to actually see our people from our culture be the ones who are now the machine itself, versus having to go to the small hats and rely on them.
Correct.
It's like, you know, but don't take advantage either, because you're already up there. Like, what? Don't be greedy. And that's what I would more so be. I would like to see how he treats his artists through their distribution deals versus it just being like, oh well, you know, we got the distribution deal through rock distribution.
Nah, that's a fact. That's a fact.
Yeah,
Let's see what you actually doing with your artists.
He's gonna change the game with this.
Right.
This is a game changer.
Right.
Like,
we need to change the agenda.
Yes.
That's because a lot of these
Push
big
a
parent
different-
companies, they're only pushing artists who are female artists who are talking about coochie this, coochie that. You see what I'm saying? And they're not pushing artists like Lady London. They're not pushing those artists at all. They're not pushing the rappers who are talking about positive things or talking about things that can help our culture.
Right.
The gangbanging.
Yeah, or gangbanging, Bloods or Crips or whatever.
Exactly.
They're only pushing rappers who are walking around looking like girls, wearing dresses and getting their
With the
nails
nail polish.
done, the nail polish and all that.
The
They
clips,
not,
the
yeah,
hair clips,
they're not,
yeah.
they're
That
not.
got rid of the conscious rapper, the backpack
Exactly.
rapper is no longer a thing.
Yeah.
Exactly.
That's-
And
and
you
it's
know,
sad.
the whole era
Exactly.
that's going on, like that was like a movement where people felt uplifted by these people, like you
Yeah.
got Common and the Fugees and the Roots and these different
Yeah.
groups that had people feeling like these people are down to earth. I can talk to these people. I can hear their music and it feels like they talking to me.
Right.
Now this music doesn't feel like it has an audience.
It's because it's all low frequency. And that
Exactly.
goes back to what we were saying about spiritual warfare. That's what the agenda is to lower everyone's frequency because they need that energy to harness.
Exactly.
These are warlocks that run the fucking world. They know how to transmute energy. So as much negative energy comes from violence, jails, drugs, low frequency music like drill music, shoot 'em up, bang bang, whatever, they can take that energy and harness it, and literally, it's literally magic. They can take that and fuel it for whatever they want. That's what I was telling you. That's why they pick certain days to do certain things and release certain things, or they'll wait till certain transits. Remember I said in the chat, I was like, be careful with the Jason months, which is July through November. July, August, September, October, November. And that's when we start seeing the gentleman that was killed. They had it on video, I think it was in Minnesota, the black guy where like the security guards beat him up. They're gonna film that. Why? It's not by coincidence that they're gonna release that. They understand that we as a spiritual person.
Who got killed in
Sonia Massey. That was all ritualistic. They didn't do that by accident.
Niggas ain't talking about that now.
Yeah.
Yeah,
You know what I'm
you was
saying?
like,
You know what's even
that shit that
crazier?
came and then left.
Yeah.
Even crazier when you say
Right under
that.
the rug.
Just earlier today, I seen down in North, the bus driver stopped the bus and he ended up getting
that was in Newark,
he got into it with one of the
He beat the
passengers.
shit out of him.
Yeah, he fucked him up. Real
Yeah.
bad, like choked him out and all
Yeah.
that.
That's wild.
Yeah.
Bro, this shit was crazy.
Yeah, but and it's a frequency, and it's and our frequency is being lowered, and people don't realize it. If you notice during the pandemic, it's so crazy. That really opened up my eyes, and I don't know, it's because the world had to be shut out, but I see things from a different scope now, and even down to like someone said the other day, the young black male who they said created the soap that could possibly cure skin cancer. Who suffers from skin cancer? It's not the melanated beings. So who really benefits from that?
Yeah.
And then with the first thing I noticed is the bubble over his eye. That's one eye symbolism. So you understand, it's not something that's for us. It's something ritualistic, and it's something that's a part of whatever they need to do to make it seem like, oh, this melanated boy, he's doing something. He's a young genius and everything. But I saw past it because you got the one-eye symbolism, so that right there tells you it's something ritualistic, and now he can possibly cure skin cancer. What about colon cancer, which black men suffer from, or pancreas cancer, things like that? Or what about breast cancer and heart disease that they're not looking to heal that. They got the cures for that. They don't care about it. It's all about keeping us at a low frequency so they can benefit from it.
If I'm not mistaken, they just had a plane crash. 7 doctors passed away.
What?
Yeah, the plane crash recently. 7 doctors passed away, and then there was like some other people that knew, and they changed their flight last minute.
What? This was recently?
Yeah.
See, that's why I don't like the news.
Like a week ago.
Because then my mind overthinks about them, their families, what were they studying that they felt like they had to go. You know, and then it's like I attach myself to their story, the family mourning behind them. It lowers my frequency. So I can't, and that's what the news is for. Why you think they have it on first thing in the morning? To fuck with your frequency, so now you fucked up all day and you stuck with this stuff, you know?
I was just telling my brother that I'm like, I feel like with the news, they push a certain agenda. They push it like the need that to keep people on the edge.
Yes, scared. You're scared. Oh, there's a rapist out and he's
positive.
To make you not want to come outside.
Yes.
And it was funny. Like we was joking, but it's like it's a dark joke pretty much. But like we was watching one of the Fox channels. We was watching the Chicago channel. We was like, oh, let's see what they got going on the news in Chicago, and then the first like 3-4 news things that they talking about is all positive. Nah, it wasn't even. It was positive.
Oh, really?
Shit. They talking about suburban shit, and my brother had threw something at me. He was like, "Now, what if they pushing all this positivity to get people to go outside, knowing that they gonna get killed?"
That's a good point.
And I'm like, "Nah, that's crazy.
That's diabolical."
I'm like, "Damn."
But everything is inverted when it comes to them. What I even learned, something as simple as the rainbow.
Yeah.
The rainbow is actually from red is at the bottom, so purple is supposed to be at the top because it represents the chakras in our body. There's certain, points. So purple is your highest. Actually, it's not purple. You could go higher than purple, but that 7th chakra is where your third eye is. So again, it ties into the reference of Jacob's ladder. In the Bible, they represent the 33 steps that Jesus took up Jacob's ladder, and Jesus was 33 years old. That represents the vertebrae. So the vertebrae, that last piece that connects to your pineal gland, is that 33rd vertebrae. So that represents the life. It's a thing about raising your consciousness and growing. So when we're at the root, which is red, lower vibration, that's why everything sexy is red. Right? Because that's our root. That's where we're horny. That's where we procreate. That's when we're in our primitive state. When we're at purple, we're spiritual.
And they told us to do the
flip
rainbow.
It, invert it.
Top,
exactly, because they don't want you at your highest. That's why you see a lot of priests in royalty, they wear purple because they're supposed to represent being at the highest. That's when we at our pineal gland. So even being one with Jesus and God is that's why it's Illuminati with the eye, the one eye, because that's the all-seeing eye, our pineal gland that sees what you don't naturally see when you're at your lowest. So it's all about keeping us at our lowest frequency so that we can't receive messages that God gives us directly and thrive. We're in a low frequency where we just survival mode. We want to be primitive. We want to fuck like animals, kill like animals, fight like animals, where we should be thriving in. You know what I'm saying? But they don't want that.
One as people,
right.
And that's crazy that you say that, because that makes a lot of sense why the Masons 33rd degree.
You understand? And why they use black and white, because it's all about duality. Everything is a balance. Exactly. It's all about duality and balance, and they understand that. But they understand the occultic version behind it, the actual science behind it. That's why they can manipulate shit. So they'll put, even down to the Pope. They'll put it down like, oh, he's so royal, royal and holy and stuff. He's a devil worshiper. That's occultic. Let me not say too much on his YouTube channel, but yeah.
They want to get flagged.
Right.
Right. They already know, bro. All the music videos, they 2 favorite things to have in every music video is a checkerboard on the ground and a red room.
Yep. You have to. Yep.
They love the red room.
Wow.
That's a fact.
So hopefully, listen, man, I hold Jay-Z accountable for everything, from popping bottles back in the days, Money Cash Hoes, Big Pimpin'. Then you made 444. Then you made 444.
He flipped the
script.
script.
You flipped the script. You see what I'm saying? So it's like at the end of the day,
it was when it was convenient.
Let's do something. Yes, let's do something. You
Right.
got in, you got out. let's do something for the culture,
Right.
right? Let's change the narrative. Let's make a new agenda.
He knew what was coming for like guys like Puff and everything. So he had to switch. He had to switch it up.
Yeah, he got caught into the web.
He had to switch
he
it up.
He knew what he needed to get. What he needed to get.
But stories are coming out, bro. Like people are talking about like, what if Foxy Brown start talking?
Right.
Like she has all the secrets.
Now, hopefully, now that Jay-Z's doing this, you know what I'm saying? Hopefully, they don't try to come for him.
What about Larry Johnson? Larry Johnson refused to see what went on with him and Jay-Z. You know who Larry Johnson is?
No.
Remember, he used to be a football player, and he was signed to Rock Nation as a model, and he was known as a bad boy, whatever. He was going through like a lot of mental issues, but now he's a was he the Chiefs?
Kansas City Chiefs.
And now he's a Black Hebrew Israelite.
Oh, really? Oh, boy.
So he be putting them on blast.
Wow.
He puts them on blast a lot.
Wow.
Especially a lot of occultic shit. He be putting that shit on blast, and people be in the comments like, "Yeah, Larry, well, what about when you and Jay-Z was roommates in that penthouse?" And so they be coming at him a lot, but he won't address it. He won't address it. He'll just simply say they make you go through a lot when you're in that brotherhood, and
I mean, it's dangerous because you start talking about that stuff, cars might start blowing up.
Yep.
You know what I'm saying? Elevator gets stuck. Elevator gets stuck.
Yeah.
You know what I'm saying? It's like,
you died of natural causes in your sleep.
Yeah, like, you know what I'm saying? So,
Yep.
I get it, homie. Homie just try to, get through the day at this point. NFL is a sticky business.
Yeah.
You know what I'm saying?
That's a fact.
Like...
Slave trade.
Yeah,
it ain't no different from the slave trade.
$1 billion business, man. Like, damn near $1
Modern
trillion
day slave
business.
trade.
Why you think, and it's crazy that you said that, like, Larry Johnson with the NFL. He was in the NFL, Jay-Z. Doing his deals with the NFL. He's running the Super Bowl now. He's running the halftime
show.
Yep. Because remember, everybody was mad at him about when everybody was supposed to be boycotting because of Kaepernick.
Yeah.
And they like, oh, Jay-Z, you still turned around. That man understand what all that is about.
Yeah, he had to get that bread.
Yeah, like, all right.
Yeah, like I get it. Like, oh, like, bro, you turned your back, but it's like, but now we all saying like, look at every halftime show he's put on. All them joints been dope. Yeah, like they switch it up.
That's true.
At the end of the day, like people are fickle.
Yeah.
They're gonna jump on the wave when it's time to jump on the wave.
Yeah. Gotta show respect to that. Salute Hov. Listen, man, I think we did a good job this evening.
Yeah.
First time, all three of us, one accord on the YouTube channel.
Yeah.
You know what I'm saying? On YouTube Live. Shout out to everybody on IG and all of that. You know what I mean? But tonight was the love and the new beginnings on YouTube. So until next time. Shout out to Rush Studios. Like I said before, if you're in a rush to get your music out there, if you're in a rush to be successful, good luck. Alright? One love, y'all. Peace out.
You know what song is stuck in my head?
What's that?
Megan Thee Stallion's